About a major defeat for the current president. For the first time, Congress has voted to override one of President Obama's vetoes, a bill that allows 9/11 families to sue Saudi Arabia. NBC's Andrea Mitchell is at the White House with more on this. Andrea, good morning to you.
Good morning, Matt. The vote in both houses was bipartisan and overwhelming, despite the president's strong warnings that it could lead to a national security threat for U.S. personnel deployed overseas. This morning, 9/11 victims and families are touting a major victory.
On this vote, the yeas are 97, the nays are 1.
Both the Senate and the House rebuking President Obama, overriding his veto of a bill that allows victims to sue the government of Saudi Arabia over the 2001 terror attacks.
It's about the truth, accountability, and justice. Those are the three things we've been fighting for over a decade.
Watching from the galleries, Terry Strada, who lost her husband Tom in the World Trade Center just 3 days after the birth of their son. She and other families insisting for years that the Saudis provided financial support to the terrorists and now hope to bring Saudi officials before a U.S. judge, despite the 9/11 Commission finding no proof the Saudi government was involved.
Well, I think it was a mistake, and I understand why it happened.
On Wednesday, President Obama criticized lawmakers, arguing the bill's passage could expose U.S. troops and diplomats to unforeseen legal retaliation overseas.
Sometimes you have to do what's hard, and frankly, I wish Congress here had done what's hard.
His argument echoed by America's top spy.
Foreign governments are going to start to pass similar type of legislation that is going to haul the United States into court overseas, even for the most frivolous of charges and allegations.
But New York Senator Chuck Schumer, a co-sponsor of the bill, is dismissing those concerns, saying it only allows foreign governments to be sued, not individuals.
The chief argument used by Jasta's detractors is not strong. In fact, it's flimsy.
The administration is also facing opposition from both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, the two rivals finding common ground in support of the legislation. Still, the veto override, pitting the families of 9/11 victims against the White House, with Press Secretary Josh Earnest slamming members of the Senate, saying, quote, "This is the single most embarrassing thing the U.S. Senate has done, possibly since 1983. Those comments criticized by Terry Strada.
How petty can you be? I mean, this was Congress at its best. This was democracy at its best.
In his comments, Josh Earnest was referring to a 1983 veto override of a bill that Ronald Reagan opposed during his first term, 33 years ago. Yesterday's veto override is a stinging defeat for Mr. Obama, especially because it came at the hands of his fellow Democrats, including Hillary Clinton. Matt and Savannah.
All right, Andrea Mitchell at the White House. Andrea, thank you.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.